Hi everyone, Ryan Ratliff here from Mad River Outfitters, and thank you for joining us for this week's Fly Tying Tips, where we're going to teach you everything you need to know about tying your own flies. Welcome back to this week's Fly Tying Tips. My name is Ryan Ratliff. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday about 3 p.m. Eastern, where a new video is released. This week, I'm going to talk about something that, again, I get a lot of phone calls. A lot of people stop in. They say, you have lots of scissors on the wall. But man, it can be kind of overwhelming. The main thing here is that we have scissors for each situation that you are looking for or you're tying. A lot of times, if you're tying small flies or trout size flies, then you want a smaller point scissor, where a standard size might not be the right size, might be a little too big. There's also some features with these scissors. We've kind of touched base when we got into some of the early videos about getting started, what type of materials or what type of tools you need for tying your own flies. But I want to break down the scissors because I had some questions about that. Our two main categories of fine point scissors that we have, or that we at least sell a lot of, are the Loon and the Dr. Slick. So the basic ones, and again, these are fine point scissors. So the basic ones, I'm going to start out, this isn't necessarily the most popular, but this is one of the most unique pairs of scissors. This is a little spring scissor. So I started with this because this is the smallest blades, very, very thin. So if you're doing some real precise cutting, or you need to trim very small, delicate areas, these ones are really unique. They don't have a place for your finger to hold or anything like that, but they just work on a squeeze. So you can be really, really precise, and you don't have to open and move your hand very much. So this is not necessarily a scissor that's for everybody, but it is a good option when you need to cut very, very delicate or real precise materials and maybe around different things. If you're like me and that one hackle is sticking out at a different angle, maybe that's the scissor to grab and just pluck that one little barb of the hackle off. So the Iris scissor from Dr. Slick is the most stereotypical trout tying scissor. This is what most of us kind of started with, this design. The Iris, it is small in the hand. It has a very, very fine point, very sharp point. It is a little bit thicker, so that means it's not going to flex as much. If you would be cutting some synthetics or some thicker hair, bundles of hair, but this scissor really shines for your natural materials. But this is the stereotypical Iris scissor, does a great job. This is a good choice if you're looking for one to get. That is what comes in, that design comes in a lot of kits. You've heard about me talk about the Arrow scissors in the past. These are the ones that have the cutouts on the side. This, I think, is the most versatile scissor in the trout tying world. Also in your small fly world, panfish type stuff. It is best for your natural materials, natural furs, natural hair and feathers, but it will cut some synthetics. The main benefit of this is when you open that up past the blades, you have that cutting piece there that's for wire. So that is a great option. If you want something that's a thinner blade, then there is the micro tip scissor. You can see the difference between the two. The micro tip is just skinnier, and it comes to a finer point. So both kind of in that Arrow platform, but the micro is a great choice if you're doing that real precise stuff, but you still want to have that wire cutter option on there. If you're like me and you have a lot of cluttered up junk on your table, sometimes a brighter handled scissor is a good choice so you can find it quicker and it doesn't make its way into the trash basket that you have. This is the precision tip from Loon. Very, very fine. Very similar to that micro tip scissor from Dr. Slick, except it's a little bit thicker, so it isn't going to flex quite as much. If you have used Dr. Slick scissors in the past, you know the quality. They are pretty much the standard in the scissors that are the most popular, but these Loon ones are definitely popular also. And some people like to have in their tool caddy, have everything match. So if you have some Loon scissors, then you can have them sticking up, all the handles are gonna match. But basically, this is gonna be a benefit of the fine tip and a little bit fatter, thicker blade there, so it doesn't flex as much. So also a good option. So there's other fine tip scissors out there. There's some even really fancy ones too that I'll hint to that you might be seeing in the future. So the main thing is these are the most popular ones that we sell, and they get the job done on your smaller stuff. So if you enjoy this, learning the different aspects of scissors, make sure you leave us a comment below. We can go through all the different scissors, but I don't want to bore you, you know, obviously. But still, if you want to hear about the hair scissors, the different benefits or different features on the multi-purpose, even some of the bigger specialty scissors, we can go over all that, but leave a comment down below or give us a call at the shop, and I'd love to talk to you about that and get some feedback. So make sure you hit that like button and stay tuned for next week's video. Remember, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for joining us.